I am BTB Grilla, and thank you. Welcome. This is the BTB Grilla Show.
All
Go.
over there. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, what's this?
Let's
This
talk
is-
to the realest show.
Speak the other day.
The
and
BTB
I think you didn't
Grilla
want to say it,
Show.
but I said it's okay
It's
to say it.
BTB
If we don't get it,
Grilla
we don't
Show.
get it, but if we don't get it,
The
it
only
won't be a
thing that
positive
you
thing.
need to know.
But if
Now
we do
let's
get
talk
it,
about real news. Let's talk about real you. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about the BTB Grilla Show. Welcome. This is the BTB Grilla Show. I want y'all to hear this clip. Y'all done heard the clip. Y'all done seen the clip going around. I want y'all to hear this clip, and then we're going to go ahead and get the show started.
It's really strong. I have a question. So like you're from the South. Obviously, you grew up a different kind of way, and you're a rapper too. Do you feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
There are. Will is right there.
And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him.
Okay, that's my manager. Hey,
Because me
Will.
and Fee know what's up.
Well, you're black. I'm saying.
What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up fucking doing bad shit with them. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody out black, I mean, well, shit, it's what the fuck I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. And that's why I try to shut the fuck up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from, or anywhere, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You know?
Now. I'm not gonna lie. Since this clip has come out, I've seen that Mexican OT said it was a stupid answer to a stupid question. But at the end of the day, that's how I feel about the situation in general. Who cares what somebody say? Like, for real. I'm at the point now where as though I remember being a young boy and you could say some little fly shit, maybe about my mom, anything, and it was go time. But it's like, we taught this shit. And I say that to say this part, like, it doesn't matter. It's all about what you do next. It doesn't, you know, there's no proper claim over a racial slur, no matter what you do to it. You know what I'm saying? If a white boy today goes and says, you know what? My name is Cracker. Man, look at that, Cracker. It's the same shit whether they turn it to a term of endearment, whereas though all the white people just say, hey, yeah, I'm that Cracker. Head Cracker in charge. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it don't change shit. It's all about the person and how they mean it. If we're not big enough to get to that point, and I hope that I'm not the only person that sees it like that, is the crazy thing. No cat news. Everything you should know and a few things you shouldn't.
So this is the microsonic energy device, ladies and gentlemen.
So Maxwell Chikumbuso has finally unveiled his free energy technology.
You are going to see for the first time this machine recharging itself right now. Harnessing energy, it tells you how much energy it is harnessing, in what form, and how much it is putting in the machine. You can see it's not connected to anything. It's okay. The microsonic energy is now on. It's analyzing. You see, it's charging itself. So as you can see, the battery is now going up. You see? Now the power is in your hands.
Sit here. That's what we all need to want to hear. The power is in your hands. Please put this power in my hands. What? Petrol is very expensive. Now, while some folks are still arguing over gas prices, Zimbabwe out here, solar charging the future. President, not sure gonna butcher his name, Nyagawa, President Nyagawa. Yeah, just launched a program to electrify 200 rural schools with solar panels. That's light work with heavy impact right there. You understand what I'm saying? 200 schools, bro. Hey, batteries charging themselves. These schools are getting internet, tech labs, and a shot at digital equity. You understand what that is? Y'all don't know what that is. I'm not even sure I know what that is. But what we think that means is that, yeah, they have a stake in the future. That's what this sounds like, and it looks like to me. The power is in your hands. You understand? That's what that means to me. That means the future. Meanwhile, some U.S. schools still have textbooks from the Bush era. Now, that's very true. That's very true. You understand? The first one, though. Not like the second Bush era. I'm talking about the first Bush era. You know what I mean? So it's a little crazy around here. You know what I mean? We got to step our game up. You know? We might be the first ones that can drop bombs that can't nobody hear and see, but I would like to be, on that energy side too. So let's go ahead and get up on that. Look, if you got them, smoke them. Okay? All right, there we go. 420 break. 420 break. It's 420 somewhere. No cap news break. BTB Grilla Show. No cap news break. The break is over. The break is over. If you ain't get to where you needed to be, well, you probably should have been there before you got here then. Now, in Charlottesville, a retired crossing guard named Kevin Cox got tired of waiting on the city to paint a crosswalk at a deadly intersection. So he grabbed some chalk and did it himself. The city charged him with vandalism. I had to take a moment on that one myself. That's right. The man tried to save lives with the sidewalk Crayola, and now he is facing 12 months in jail and a $2,500 fine. Those are some expensive crayons or paint. Whatever he used, that $2,500 fine and with 12 months, that's a lot. Now, meanwhile, the driver who killed a pedestrian at that same spot also got a misdemeanor. In America, where chalk is criminal, but negligence is negotiable. Whoa. That's what they're talking about.
One Charlottesville man is facing jail time after using what he says was chalk to create his own makeshift crosswalk in the city. While this activist feels he's just trying to make the roads safer, the city says it's vandalism.
They drive too fast and they ignore pedestrians.
After pleading with the city for a crosswalk here to no avail, Cox decided to take measures into his own hands.
I walked across the street with a line marker with a can of spray chalk, not paint, it was spray chalk.
That caught the attention of City Hall.
I'm just saying, with all the tax dollars that we have, if this man wants to save us some money, you know what I'm saying? Well, we have some issues with our budget and the money. That's why they got Doge. We need to know where the money is going. And right now, he's spending his own money. Look, he ain't do it in the middle of the damn road, some off-brand ass place. I can see you try to put a crosswalk, in like the middle of somebody's street or something just because your house is there and you want to get out your driveway and be able to walk over to your mailbox or something. But that's not what happened here. My man had Crayola chalk and he was trying to make it safer. Looks like that could be a dangerous little piece of street. I'm not sure. I don't know how much traffic they really get. But all I'm saying is there's bigger fish to fry out there. And we hungry. So
Department. First, they painted over Cox's lines, then arrested him. Cox is facing misdemeanor charges for the intentional destruction of property.
I think there could be a crosswalk right there. I ain't gonna lie. That looks like an area where you might see a crosswalk. We need more angle. We need a little bit more angle. But that looks like an area where I might see a crosswalk. I don't know. All I know is Y'all better stop wasting my money taking these people to court and put some damn crosswalks on the road. Yeah, it's time for another 420 break that's stressing me out. Oh, man.
BTB Grilla Show. It's
420
BTB
no
Grilla
cap
Show.
news break.
The only thing that you need to know. Now let's talk about real.
Y'all go to that website. Y'all see it at the top. www.btbrevolution. Yeah, come on over. Now, this next story, I'm not gonna lie. This is we're gonna end it off with a heartbreaker, honestly. Now, to end off the no cap news segment for the day, look, the headlines, they busy with celebrity breakups, AI beefs. Florida just made history, and it's not the kind you'll see trending on your feed. In a 2-week sting called Operation Dragon Eye, the U.S. Marshals and 20 agencies rescued 60 critically missing children from the Tampa Bay area. These weren't just runaways. They were kids aged 9 to 17, many at risk of human trafficking, abuse, and exploitation. 8 suspects were arrested on charges ranging from child endangerment to trafficking. Some of the children were found pregnant, and one reportedly carrying the child of her trafficker. That's deep and disturbing. Lord, God bless. What in the world? This wasn't just a rescue, it was a reckoning. Shout out to the authorities out there that brought them, to justice and saved them kids and everything, man. That's real. Authorities called it the largest child recovery operation in U.S. history.
And officials say this was the largest child recovery mission in U.S. history. Their goal was to find the most at-risk kids.
One would have been a success, but 60? So last night...
I ain't say nothing. I told y'all more than what they saying, so we ain't even stressing that. That was no cap news for the day. Everything you should know and a few things you shouldn't, or maybe that they just don't want you to. Now, moving on to That's Wild on the BTB Grilla Show. This is my favorite part of the show. I'm not going to lie. This is my favorite part of the show. Now, you want to know some wild shit? And you want to make some money? Bet I got your attention that time. You want to make some money? And some wild shit? Yeah. Here's one for the space nerds then. NASA is offering $3 million to anyone who can figure out how to recycle human waste on the moon. 3 million. A milli. That's it. 3 million. That's it. You don't get the whole song. You get a milli. That's it. Why? Because there are 96 bags of astronaut poop still up there from the Apollo missions. That's right. Neil Armstrong left just more than just footprints. Oh, shit. So if you got a plan to turn moon doo-doo into rocket fuel, NASA is cutting biggie checks. And everybody out here trying to find the hustle. That's the hustle right there. Trying to figure out this poop situation. But let's listen to this little excerpt they got on it. What they talking about?
So if you want to make a cool $3 million, NASA says, hey, if you can recycle all of the poo bags that are on the moon, they'll pay you
That's
for
a lot
it.
of... I didn't realize, pardon my French, I didn't realize we took that many shits on the moon.
Well,
that there's 96 bags full of shit that we have to go up there and grab.
Yeah.
Hold up. So you mean to tell me that we went to the moon and I mean, it's just like walking your dog down the street. Like you went down to your neighbor's house and you dropped some shit off and piss and vomit and left it there. No bag, no curbing and nothing there. You just gonna leave that there. That's just for them. This could be a possibility why technology kind of slowed down. You know, the aliens might be a little bit upset. Maybe that's why they offering $3 million. Hey, look, we gotta go clean this up. You know, they got the phone call. Hey, I don't know who was up here. They left all they shit. No, we got all the bags. We checked everything. Everything is good. We got everything. No, there's nothing left behind. No, they left all they shit. Are you sure? I'm sure. I can smell it. Shit, you might be able to smell it. They left all the shit. Anyway, we got to do better. I'm just saying. You got to clean up after your dog. You go to another planet, you best clean that shit up too. You know? We're watching some Rick and Morty. You understand? Ain't playing around out here. That's wild. Next. Now. We have heard some wild things, but we must save the wildest for last just because, you know, Diddy, I think this was his last day in court today, and, you know, I don't think they dismissed any charges from what I had heard or whatever, but I got to get caught up on the case. Either way, this ain't about the case. This is about the Diddy parties and all these people. Because my homeboy Blaze, shout out to BTB Blaze, my man Kyle, you know what I'm saying? John, the whole crew, the whole troop squad. But yeah, Blaze was just saying something that made me think about this shit. We was talking about Fat Joe and Diddy and how come Fat Joe hadn't been brought up. And I was like, yo, bro, I don't even know their relationship. Anyway, this is wild. Tell me what you think about this right here. You understand what I'm saying?
Call them modest get-togethers. Others, hedonistic romps. For the next 53 seconds, we'll take an in-depth look inside Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday and
Air Diddy with Derek Jeter.
somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, we're gonna have to stop this one a lot because first off, red flag. Hey, bro, this is a great party. I've been here for a week though. How the hell did this happen? Red flag. No, that party was too damn great. It was too good, too much. And how the hell, what the hell, and the island with the movie that was like, yeah, happened here. Get me? Yeah. Blank if you understand.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week. Maybe 4.
Please tell me this is a joke.
Well, not including the weekends.
Who was engaged to her then? Who fiance? Look, who was making bad decisions? Who's looking back at this now saying, damn, that's really what I was...
Boy, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party.
Well, what happened?
Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup.
Yep.
D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow.
Man, he had a whole bunch of pimp.
Yeah, they talk like they best buddies for real. You can tell they really family. Yup. He forgot his pimp cup. Yup.
He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook.
All right, Blaze. Here we go. And I ain't gonna lie. This does not sound like Fat Joe. Like, I guess let me stop.
A Diddy party or a Diddy after party or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
The Diddy party legend continues.
I'm not 100% that was Fat Joe speaking there, but it sounded like it could have been him from back in the day. Maybe they did something to the audio, something like that. But anyway, all I know is that was wild. Yeah, man, this has been a very, 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 very interesting first episode. And with that being said, we appreciate y'all. We're lucky to have everybody here and the time to be able to do this and spend this time and kick it with y'all. And I am BTB Grilla. Make sure that you stay tuned. Go check out that BTB Grilla music on all platforms, of course. And if you happen to be in the DMV area and would like to perform live on the BTB soundstage that we have going on, that's another show. Make sure you hit us up on the btbrevolution.com. All inquiries for the BTB Grilla Show need to go to btbgrilla@gmail.com or at btb_grilla on Instagram. Okay? Well, you can hit me on the at btb. I think it's _grilla snap. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the underscore. Overstood? All right. Salute to the troop. And bring the bass. It's BTB Grilla and the BTB Grilla Show.